Hey guys, how you going? Oh my goodness, I had to take a couple of days, been tired anyway, but also went out and had to rake my lawn, which I think I got blisters from. And so that I was just thinking over the last couple of days, and all this talk of these things here, I believe none of us actually know the full truth yet. We know this goes on. And we know, but I keep going back to the board, and when it says you're watching a movie, that makes me think all of this has already happened. I'm not 100% sure either. But I think that we need to keep an open mind, not get stuck into a certain way of thinking, because that's what got us in the problem with the problems in the first place with mainstream media. So what if something that we're expecting to happen doesn't happen? Then what do you do then? You've got to sort of be able to keep your thinking a bit fluid. So you've got to be able to if new evidence presents itself, or even if you change your way of thinking, we have to be able to change. It's about adapting as well. And also, if you think about Australia, the walks that I went for, I'll just call them walks, okay? There were not many people there. And I'm thinking, if we tell people they should stay at home because of these things, and because there's people being rescued, then I don't think Australia's going to stand up. And we have been told by the board to fight, which does not mean get out and put your dukes up. No, it doesn't mean that. It just means make yourself counted. Whether you do it by walking, standing, contacting your MPs, and not just one but a few, like I would CC a few people, or BCC, or whatever it is, but I would put a few people in that, send it to a few of them from the local level right up to the top, because when you think about this, if we're watching a movie, it just makes me think a lot of it has already happened. Okay, so that's my way of thinking. That's all. It's just my opinion and my way of thinking, so don't take me the wrong way. And you may have another way of thinking, and that's perfectly okay. But is this another way to keep people at home and from standing up? This is what I've been thinking about. No one's going to stand up, and if that's how you tell people the truth, that to start with, then no one's going to stand up. They're going to think, oh no, we should stay at home, be safe, keep them safe, and therefore no one ever stands up. And that worries me. That really worries me. So I just constantly question everything that I see and hear, and even if I've thought that way for a while, I can change my way of thinking when my thoughts change, or when evidence presents itself, and what we're looking at now. And getting new info and evidence comes from you guys. As much as I'm helping you, you guys are helping me too. And I'm guilty of it too, guys, so I can't talk. Anyway, the reason why I say this is Australia's being shown. Do you stand up, or do you sit down? Australia's state of Victoria sold out to the Soros-backed Strong Cities network with privatised police. And it's funny, because I thought that that's what we were dealing with when we went for a walk, our walk, because they were dressed in dark clothing as well. There were some with blue shirts on, but the ones that were more aggressive were the ones dressed in darker clothing. Okay, we came across this website on Twitter, which is australianvoice.livejournal.com, and the Twitter link. Its latest blog, which we are publishing below, makes a very important connection between its outsourced police force and the strong cities network funded by globalists like Soros. In trying to understand why Australia and Melbourne, and the state of Victoria in particular, seem to be coming under the heavy police state hand for a very small number of cases, we recently published a piece by Robert Bridge in which it was posted that, since Victoria has signed on to China's Belt and Road Initiative, the only Australian state to have done so, somehow this police state treatment its citizens were receiving was connected to this fact. See letters from Melbourne, a ghost town police state under brutal COVID lockdown. As Bridge says, joining the BRI has put Victoria at odds with the Australian government in general, which has joined the Blue Dot Network, a Western bulwark against China's BRI in the region. Canada's famous constitutional lawyer, Rocco Gilardi, also made the important point that Australia and New Zealand do not have a Bill of Rights to protect their citizens against government abuse of power. See Trudeau and Canadian government being sued over extreme measures for this thing. Here we add another element into the mix, the state of Victoria's membership in the UN Globalist Strong Cities Network. Here is the page link for the SCN's member cities. In fact, the entire state of Victoria is mentioned in this list of cities as a member. For France's example, two clear and distinct cities are listed, Bordeaux and Paris. Yet curiously, so are two municipalities adjacent to the city of Paris run by socialist mayors. Montreal and Sarcelles or Sarcelles. Moreover, as our blogger below points out, Melbourne under Daniel Andrews' leadership was host to the 2018 Global Summit of the SCN. Andrews belongs to the Australian Labor Party, no surprises there, and has been state premier since 2014. Our blogger also links to the ISD, Institute for Strategic Dialogue. This page on their site makes explicit in the language that the SCN belongs to the Institute. Notice its theme of violent extremism, implying that diversity and multiculturalism are its underlying raison d'etre. Oh my goodness. Okay, raison d'etre. Oh, okay, I can't. I'm sorry, guys. Launched at the United Nations General Assembly in 2015, ISD's Strong Cities Network, SCN, is the first ever global network of mayors, policymakers and practitioners united in building social cohesion and community resilience to counter violent extremism in all its forms. The SCN comprises of more than 100 member cities from every major global region, each with specific lessons, practice or challenges surrounding violent extremism. It serves as a platform for communities, CVE professionals and local political leaders to connect with their counterparts around the world to learn from one another's experience, to inform and develop their own local practice. But hang on, everywhere around the world's different, so every country's different. See, these are the globalists here. They want to make every country exactly the same. All our countries are different for a reason. That's why we go tour overseas. Because all our countries are different. And they're all beautiful in different ways. Wow, okay. To turn them all the same would be, you wouldn't need to go on holiday, put it that way. Our blogger also remarks on the funders and partner institutions to the ISD. On this page we find out that indeed two of Victoria's universities, Out of a mere total of 5, 3 are in the US, are partnered. Further, that big tech giants are partners under private sector, and that Chatham House, Brookings and the UK's RUSI are listed under think tanks, and that Soros Open Society Foundation is listed under foundations. Under governments and intergovernmental organisations is found Department of Premier and Cabinet, Victoria, Australia. So we're seeing the globalist parallel governance network and structure at work, undermining the nation, as it has been doing for a very long time on the sly. Because the far left never tells you to your face what they're up to. Kudos to Australian Voice for making these connections, which originates in the observation that the police heavies at the Melbourne Freedom Day rally were in fact not state or federal police, as evidenced by the lack of logo on their parliamentary garb. See the photo in the blog post. Here's what Victoria State Police actually look like. And they do have an upside down pentagram. It's been that way for a few years. But it wasn't. See, that I don't think they're the same coppers. We also recommend Big Picture post by Australian Voice titled The 19 Emergency, What's Really Going On. Since the state of Victoria is so very, very enmeshed in the globalist plans, is membership in the BRI an error then, or is it exactly what the globalists want? Daniel Andrews has sold out Victoria to Strong Cities Network SCN with privatised police. Dig a little deeper and it becomes obvious as to what's happening in Victoria. Daniel Andrews has also sold out Victoria to the Strong Cities Network. And this is the thread that he was talking about. What is Strong Cities Network? The privatisation of a police force governed by global NGOs, and Victoria is the only state in Australia to sign on. Why do you think the police at Melbourne's Freedom Day rally acted like goons, were dressed in black and didn't have the Australian logo on their uniforms? SCN is an initiative of London-based think tank ISD. Their mission statement is to power solutions to extremism and polarisation. But it's the link to the partners and funders that gives everything away. Of course, George Soros is involved with his Open Society Foundation, and big tech's involved with Facebook, Google, Twitter and Microsoft, among others. Amongst NGOs and think tanks, the dubious Brookings Institute sticks out, and I'm sure a deep dive into some of these would connect Bill and Melinda Gates and the Rockefeller Foundations everywhere. What struck me really odd are the connections to Australian universities such as Curtin and Victoria universities, and various Australian government departments, including our very own asshole dictator Dan. Far out, because that's what he is. So as you find out today that the curfews in Victoria are not based on the chief health officer's advice, and rather dictator Dan has put this in place, remember that from the centennial today that the curfews in Victoria are not based on the chief health officer's advice, rather dictator Dan's put this in place. Remember that he has sold us out to the military police state of the New World Order. And there's more. There's a lot of links there. Anyway, you can tell me what you think down below, guys. And also some corrections with videos in the last couple of days. Yes, they could have been backburning, but would the Democrat states do backburning? I thought they were really slack in all doing that. Some people said the drone sounded more like a helicopter. I've heard small drones and they hum. They've got little like blades on them and they spin around. But I don't know, because I don't know what a big one sounds like, so there you go. And what other correction did I have to make? Well, pretty much I'm just going to bring you information of what I find, and it's up to you what you believe, guys. But I really would go back over the board and start reading it, because you just don't want to be led astray, and it does clear a lot of it up for you when you do that. Maybe I should read it anyway. I don't think I'm not getting monetized much now. It's about every 6th or 7th video now, I think. But anyway, it's okay. I'm not here for the money. I don't care. I'm going to do this anyway. So, and that's why I did this and just started reading it, because I'm sick of censoring myself. I've had enough. So I'm just going to speak my mind, and if people like it, that's fine. And we can agree to disagree. I don't mind doing that. So yeah, just question everything you see and hear. Even me, as I said, always question everything. And yeah, there was some really good comments in some of my last videos. Let me know if you want me to read through some comments sometime and yeah, answer some questions, or should I put up a question post in the community tab, or so let you post all your questions down there and read them out. Yeah, it's up. I'll leave it with you guys. You let me know. And also, I was thinking of renaming my channel. I was thinking of taking the 1, 2, 3 out and just have Hev Truth Seeker, because Hev 1, 2, 3 sounds stupid, I think, anyway. Now, I didn't think about it when I first opened my channel. I just tried to find a name that I could use, and they were all the ones I wanted were taken. So I did Hev 1, 2, 3, and then I added Truth Seeker on the end. So what do you think, guys? You can vote on that, whether to change it or keep it the same, but it'll only be taking the 1, 2, 3 out if that name is not already taken. Okay, guys, you let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye.